Hey guys, welcome back to my channel Automation Hub Sathak. And in today's video, we will learn about something which is very important about inheritance, about method overriding, and about polymorphism. So I have not been uploading videos for certain reasons and I was very busy. So we'll start off very soon. I'll not take much time. I'll directly jump into the code and explain a little bit of logic and also what kind of interview questions you might acquire. So let's go ahead and in this learning Java project, let me create a new package. So we have three different things to learn today: inheritance, method overriding, and polymorphism. So I'll write inheritance, method overriding, and poly, just for namesake. I'm just creating a small package. Okay, and let me before I introduce anything inside of it, let me actually tell you what are the basic things which you require to understand this concept. Okay, so our first topic is inheritance. What exactly is inheritance? Okay, so if you go by the book's definition, it is nothing but a mechanism in Java in which one object acquires all the properties and all the behaviors of a parent object. Okay, and technically, the idea behind inheritance is like you can create a lot of classes, and let's say, for example, you have class A, class B, class C, and class B is trying to inherit certain things from class A. Then you can reuse all the methods of class A and then use it in class B, and then vice versa, and all that. So we will learn all that. So let's understand what exactly this is. So let's say, for example, we will use the concept of parent and child. Suppose in real life, let's say there is a parent, okay? So this is a parent. Forget about class and all. Let's say there is a parent. Okay, this particular parent has two kids, child 1 and child 2. Okay, so this is child 1 and this is child 2. So let's say the parent has a few properties, okay, and he wants to equally distribute those properties between child 1 and child 2. Let's say the parent has approximately, let's say he has, let's say he has property of, let's say, 1 crore Indian rupees. So typically he will transfer this money equally between this child. So he will get 50 lakhs and child 2 will get 50 lakhs. So what is happening here? So the child 1 and child 2 are literally inheriting from parent. But let's say child 1 has two small things. He has a bike and this child 2 he has a car. Can this parent inherit car and bike from their children? No, that is not the way life works. Similarly, in Java also, inheritance works in this particular principle that the child can, inherit from father. This fellow can also inherit from father, but the vice versa is not true. Okay, only one way is true. This way is true. Okay, so this way is true, the other way is not true. Child cannot Parent cannot inherit from child. Yeah, child can give to parent, that's a different subject altogether, but as per the life principle, you inherit from your parents. Okay, now let's use this concept and try and understand how we will match with our code in Java. So let me first make a class. Okay, I'll directly use a class known as parent. Okay, I'll finish it. And now what I'll do is this particular parent will have a few, let's say the parent has uh, some money. Okay, let's say we define it in a particular method. The parent has certain money. Okay, and the parent has, let's say, a big house. Okay, and let's say the parent has some land as well. Okay, so let's say these are the three things this a particular parent has. Now let us create another class known as child class. Okay, child. So now this particular child, let's say he has uh, a sport bike, or simply a bike. Okay, let's say for example he also has um, a small car. Okay, and this child also has its own money. Okay, so parent has money, child also has money. So here I will just mark it saying uh, child's money. Okay, here I will mark something saying parents money. Okay, so that's it. So this is child's money, this is parents money, and because we will do some outputs, so I'll write uh, parents house, and here I will write uh, parents land. Okay, and here I will write here child's bike, and here I will write child's car. Now, so now what do we need to do here? Okay, now the question is, when I showcase in the diagram, I did not tell you what is happening. So what I meant was this particular child 2 and child 1 are extending to parent. That means they are inheriting by extending. They are extending their hand saying, Papa, give me. Something like that, okay? So now what will happen? So you have to use this particular keyword extends parent. Okay, so this is the parent class. So here child class is extending parent class. Here child class is extending parent class via the keyword extends. This is what is supposed to mean, but you can see money, this method is common for both parent and child class. So let's actually start creating a relationship between them. Let's execute our code. So to execute our code, let us create an execution class. Okay, so I'll create a class known as execution class, wherein I'll give the main method, so that because inside the main method I'll be able to execute the relationship between parent and child. Okay, now so I did tell you in a verbal way that inheritance, this is nothing but inheritance. Okay, this is inheritance in Java. So if let us, this video might be long, but we will understand. So what is basically inheritance in Java? So inheritance is nothing, inheritance is Java is nothing but a mechanism. It is a mechanism in which one object acquires properties and behaviors of a parent object. So in real time use, so what is the idea behind inheritance is, idea behind inheritance, why do we use inheritance, what is the basic idea behind it is, this inheritance is like you can create new classes that are built upon existing classes, which is very true. You can create new classes based on existing classes. This is one idea. What is the other idea that you can use? The other idea is when you inherit, okay, from an existing class, you can reuse the methods and other fields of the parent class. So let's say child class is inheriting. So when you inherit from an existing class means what? Means the child is inheriting from the parent class. That means whatever you have from your parent, you can use it. But how to use it, that we will learn. Okay. So you add different methods and in your current class as well. See, the idea is also bike and car. These are new methods which are added inside the child class. Okay, they are not in parent class. So this is also a possibility. Okay, so the idea behind is you can add methods and other fields in your current class, which is nothing but the child class, which may or may not be similar to the parent class. Okay, so now this bike and car are not there, but what if parent tomorrow decides I want to buy a bike and I want to, so again, so we have to see all circumstances when we are learning. So if you give this much definition about inheritance, if an interviewer asks, I don't think he will be disappointed, he'll be very happy. Okay, now let's go ahead and do the execution part of it. Okay, so now first and foremost thing, uh, let us create the object of our child class. Okay, so I'll write child equal to new child. So I've told you how to create objects. So here we are creating the object of the child class. Okay, now with this child object reference, I can call, first I'll call the child's methods. There is bike, there is car. Okay, let me call the ones which are very evident. Child dot car. Okay, child dot bike. Okay, I've done this. Now let me execute this. We'll see what is the output. Child's car and child's bike. Got it? We have child's bike, child's car, so it is working fine. Now child also has child's money. Okay, this method is there, money method is there of child. So let me call this child dot money. But now the question is, this money method is also present inside the parent class. So my question is, if I execute this particular thing now, what will be the output? Will parents money be called or will child's money be called? Which one will be called? See, let's execute and let's see. Child's money is called. So what is happening here? What is this? So this is nothing but, since this money method is present in both the parent class as well as the child class, preference will always be given to the child class because you are calling that via the child class reference. Okay, so what is this? So the concept here is, when the same method is present in both child and parent class having the same name and same input parameters. So what do you mean by input parameters? See, parent, does it have any kind of input parameter over here? Have you overloaded it? No. In child, have you overloaded? No. So this method is exactly the same. So the condition is, when the same method is present in both child and parent class having the same name and same input parameters, okay, and input parameters or arguments, whatever you can say, but I will keep it as input parameters, then this is known as method overriding. Okay, this is known as method overriding, and this concept of method overriding via compilation is called, it is called dynamic polymorphism. Okay, so sorry, this is called compile time polymorphism. I'm sorry, this is called compile time polymorphism, or it is, or you can also call it as static polymorphism. Okay. So why? Because whenever you are trying to execute is the compiler is just going and picking it up, and that's how it is. So this is compile time polymorphism or static polymorphism. What is polymorphism? Polymorphism is nothing but one to many. Okay, so let's understand what is polymorphism first. So if an interviewer asks you what is polymorphism, so what will you answer? The answer is it is a concept. It is a concept in which we can perform a single action in different ways. And there are two types of polymorphism, compile time polymorphism and runtime polymorphism. We learned about compile time polymorphism or static polymorphism. We'll learn about runtime polymorphism or dynamic polymorphism as we move ahead in this particular code. Now, okay, so now this is done. So now, let's say for example, you want to access parents class, parents methods, house and land, which the child does not have. So what will you do? Can you do that? Let's see. So child dot land, he can access. Child dot I think house or something. Yes, house, he can access. Why? Because he is already extending parent, and that means he is inheriting it. He has already requested for inheritance. This request has already gone. So technically the parent is blessing him with his methods. So now let's save this. Let's run this. See, parents land and parents house. He is able to. But now the question is, why is he not able to access parents money? Because the method name is same. So let us do one thing. Let us do a little bit of change, and let us create the object of the parent class. So parent equal to new parent. I'm creating the object of the parent class. Now parent can access money. Okay. So now let's execute this much. Let's see whether it is accessing parents money. Yes, it is accessing parents money. Now parent can access their land. Parent can access their house. And if you execute this particular code, we will see parents money, land and house is happening. No problem. It is working fine. How will parent try to access money of child? Not possible. It is not allowed in Java. You cannot access anything like that. That is not possible. So this concept, okay, this concept again falls under static polymorphism or compile time polymorphism, because compiler is directly calling the parent reference, okay, parent reference variable, and they are calling their own methods. Now let's go back and learn something else. What if I do this parent parent1 equal to new child? This is interesting. So the parent object reference is trying to access the object of the child class. So what will happen here if I write here parent1 dot money? So see here very carefully what will be the output. It is still accessing parents money. Okay, so this is how you have to understand that you are, this concept is known as dynamic polymorphism, which means parent class object reference is pointing to child class object. That is what dynamic polymorphism or compile time polymorphism is it. Okay, now can I do something like this? Child1 equal to new parent, is it possible? No, this is not allowed in Java. It will give you a suggestion though. This is not allowed. This is known as top casting. Okay, this is top casting. This is top casting, and this is known as down casting. So is this allowed? Will this be allowed? Well, How will it be allowed? By this, by casting this. Now the error will go, but when you execute, you will get an exception. That is class cast exception. This is a very, very important interview question which is asked. What is downcasting? How do you do downcasting? And what is the exception that you encounter if you do a certain bit of downcasting? Now using child 1, if you try to access parent, let's see, money, let's see what output do we get. Nothing. We don't get anything. See, we're not getting anything. Let's say for example child 1 dot land. Let's see, you're not getting anything. So typically even if you do downcasting, you will throw an exception and it will not work anyways. So there is no point doing such kind of things. So typically you need to know that if you are working in a child class and you have unique methods, keep those methods logic to yourself. That is what it means. And parent has the liberty to transfer their things in the sense methods and other parameters to the child, but child may or may not extend the parent. Child definitely will not is not liable to give his methods to the parent. So this is what extends actually means. Let's say for example if there is a grandparent class and if the parent is extending that grandparent class, let's say for example I go ahead and create a new class. One second guys, I'm getting a call. Sorry guys. So let's say I'll make a grandparent class. Okay, I'll just make a grandparent class, and let's say the grandparent has public void Haveli. So he has a big Haveli. Let's say for example. So what I'll do, parent will extend grandparent class. So typically what happens is parent is extending grandparent and child is extending parent. So typically child can extend grandparent. So if this fellow wants child dot Haveli, he will get it. That is the beauty. That is why inheritance is something like you can inherit from your father, you can also inherit from your grandfather, you can also inherit from your grandfather. So that is the beauty of this. So this is what inheritance is. Let's go ahead and understand some more concept about inheritance. So this is what inheritance and most of the complicated questions that will come in interview. And okay, there's one more interview question which might come up. What is this relationship known as? This child extends parent. This is the property of inheritance, but this is also known as has a relationship. Is the relationship comes in interfaces, I'll tell you later, but this is has it may come, may not come. I have never faced this, but yeah, if the interviewer might act smart and ask you this question, so be ready for it. Okay, then you have polymorphism, compile time polymorphism, static polymorphism, and then you do the what is dynamic polymorphism, what is static polymorphism, dynamic or runtime polymorphism, why downcasting is not a good practice. Anyways, it doesn't give you anything. This class cast exception, it is very important. So these are the questions that you might encounter, and if you understand the concept of object-oriented programming, of inheritance, polymorphism, method overriding, and topcasting and downcasting, your framework designing will be much easier. So that's it for today, guys. I hope you liked the session, and if you did, please do not forget to subscribe to my channel Automation of Sathak, and thanks for supporting me so much. Thank you so much. Sathak here, signing off.